the archangels, the angels, and the ancestors themselves. All right, we come to you in front of the throne of the primordial great mother. So let it be known that we know that you are now awakening. Letting it be known that we know that you are about to finally reveal yourself. And we come and ask to bring guidance and protection to your children that know who you are, that never gave up on you, and to finally, during your awakening from your eternal slumber, to protect us and guide us away from these people that claim to be spiritual and they're not. They actually are conscious, draining energy vampires. So on that note, please protect us and guide us from them, and separate us from the wolves that's in sheep's clothing. Ashe Yahia Bobo. Let's go. All right. There's a lot of changes going on the planet, right? A lot of people claim what's happening, but shout out to Conscious Juice, Real Gaia, Black Conjuring, Black Vajaya, just to name a few, but even down to Conjuring, just to name a few. Shout out to all of y'all that actually know what's going on. Okay. Today I'm going to do a live, and we're going to go on and talk about some full stuff later on today. I found some videos to show y'all later on, because what they're not telling you, there's changes occurring on this planet. The whole capture of that President Venezuela is deeper than what people think it is. It's really pertaining to the reawakening of Tiamat. Y'all call her Leviathan. Y'all listen, we've been sleeping, we've been on a planet that is draconian. A Draco planet, y'all. That is why these so-called reptilians are coming out and feeling some kind of way towards us. Okay? I'm just giving y'all the heads up and everything. So, I'm just giving y'all the heads up on everything. Listen, you're part reptilian, like I told y'all. You're part reptilian, and it's time for you to know that. And the Kundalini, I told y'all about that. Everything that I've been telling y'all about is actually happening. Period. Listen, there's transformations that's going to happen to all of you that are aware. There are transformations that's going to happen to you all, those that are aware. Listen, I told y'all during the spring solstice that there's an energy that's ancient that's coming. There's an ancient energy that's coming during the spring solstice. And that's going to help activate your gifts. One of the things you can do is start grounding yourself in nature. Start grounding yourself. There's some shoes. Shout out to Larry King Bay. There's some shoes you can get on Amazon that can help you with grounding. I forgot what they call, but they're grounding shoes. Okay? It's time to start grounding yourself into nature and start meditating in nature. Make sure you change your eating habits and your diets. Those that know about their bloodline and know about their blood type, look into what foods can help activate your etheric body. Listen, Tiamat is awakening. She's already letting it be known. Shout out to Mother Shelley Kaysen. She told me that Tiamat is 9,000 feet long, if I'm not mistaken. So she is actually fully awakened, and it's time for us to start going through raising up, just not the vibrations, but start getting in tune with that Kundalini energy that we have, that Shakti energy. Okay? You got people thinking that Tiamat can get killed. She can't. She's primordial. Shout out to Mama T on that. What happened, Marduk, he did not slay her. He pretty much put her to sleep. The cosmos and this planet is the remnants of her. But mainly the cosmos is dealing with her womb. I did a video called The Mystic of Pisces. Shout out to Fire Angels. Rest in power to that brother. He the one that spoke about it. But when I was in my Masonic travels, we heard about it. So, so here's the thing. We are now going to go into an evolutionary state during the spring solstice. Look, it's bigger than oil. Listen, y'all, they already are going invading the Caribbean because of the precious resources over there too. Listen, they've been attacking us for a very long time. Shout out to Real Nagas. Years ago, he talked about the Dragon Moors. That's us. The ancient ones. The ones from the Washita, the Yamasi. They know this. The ancient original people that were indigenous. We belong to that bloodline, not just the Hebrew Israelites. We're all that and more. It's deeper than that. We are cosmic beings. We've been cosmic. That's why they try to unalive a lot of us, because of the power that we have. Okay? Now, how do we activate this power? Not just through meditation. Many are called, but a few are chosen, right? I done told y'all, those that heard the call some like a year or two ago, those that heard the call, the high-pitched ringing sound in your ear, right? The high-pitched ringing sound in your ear is letting you know that you've been chosen. Also, the letter M on your hand, on your palm. Shout out to Woke Reg. Dolores Cannon also spoke on that. Listen, there's so much that is happening during this awakening. Those that have not awakened last year, you're going to go off to full throttle awakening episodes and more this year. Okay? So, all I can tell you is that Tiamat is now going to let it be known. Y'all saw how the volcanic eruption happened in Ethiopia. There was a lot of volcanic activity that happened months ago. That's also dealing with Tiamat herself. Listen, my beloveds, this year, during the spring solstice, which is the real new year, Tiamat is going to go on full throttle. She's going to go on full throttle, meaning that her slumber of her awakening out of it, you're about to see serious changes going on in the planet on a climatic, no, I should say climatic, if there's such a word, dealing with the climate changes. It's not just HARP. It's not just HARP. Okay? It is actually Tiamat herself. Listen, all you ones that are chosen, it's time to step out. It's good to know biblical knowledge, but you got to start learning the esoteric information. It's time for you to learn the esoteric and exoteric information. It's time to start studying information about the Gnostics. Okay. You're going to start seeing more natural disasters, and they're going to be most definitely enhanced. I told y'all before, you're going to start seeing earthquakes, tornadoes in places that you never thought that would happen. Hey, peace. What's going on, Michael? I've been telling y'all this for a reason. You know what I'm saying? To get y'all ready, because what's about to happen, she is bringing forth the vibrations and the earthquake activity as well, not just what's going on with the underground wars that was happening. She's bringing all kinds of different natural disasters because of her awakening. Now, look up Marduk and Tiamat. Look up that story real carefully, because Tiamat is the dragon, but she actually have a humanoid form. Okay, she's primordial. Now, she's tall. Her children, Kundalini is activating. And what's happening during the activation of the Kundalini of her children, her daughters and sons, they're going to feel every pulsating energy from Tiamat herself. These children are your star children. They are your star children, your star seeds. The star seeds are the human angels that incarnate here from the womb of the woman. Because the womb itself is a portal. That's why those so-called elites had their own astrologers, astronomers, and so on, to know who is who, to tell who are chosen and who's not. And when they find out that you're chosen, they put so many different obstacles in front of you because they don't want you to awaken. Look, y'all, there's been earthquakes happening right now at this very second that they're not talking about. There's volcanic eruptions happening right now that they're not talking about. There are hurricanes and so on that's going on that they're not talking about right now at this very second. I guarantee you that. That is all dealing with the awakening of Tiamat herself. You got people that's talking about getting their powers activated, but those that have heard the call, a lot of you might have to realize you got to go back to these ancient spiritual practices that were practiced before the what they call it, I used to say it all the time, but during the time when the continental drift took place. Okay, when the continental drift, everything was separated, but we were practicing ancient spiritual technologies or practices. These practices were connected to Tiamat herself, and they would activate your all your chakras. All 114 chakras would get activated, mainly the main 9. Okay, they don't want you to know this information. To all those melanated brothers and sisters, it's your time. The reason why everybody have been beefing with you so-called black Americans, as far as the so-called foreigners that are being deported, quiet as is kept, is your time. It's your time to finally start waking up. To all the Hebrew Israelites, y'all got certain bits and pieces together, but can I share a little secret with you? The priest of Levi were also called the priest of Leviathan. The ancient practices that we practiced was that of Santeria, what you called Ifa, Voodoo, Palomiombi. Those particular practices would activate your divine connection to not just the divine herself, but also to the planet, to the cosmos. What they did, they took information from the Sibyls of Mami Water, the priestesses and priests of Mami Water. Now, I talked to one of the subscribers about the story of Enki. All this is playing a part what I'm about to tell y'all. Enki, En means Lord. Kai or Ki, which is spelled two different ways. Qi or Ki, which is Kai. Enki or Enkai means Lord of Earth. Now, he's part reptilian, what people don't know about. And his son Murdoch or Marduk is part reptilian too. It gets interesting. When you look up certain things dealing with Enki, he was the one that told in your Bible, Israelites, my beloved ones on that study that, he was the one that told Noah to build the ark, or Euphistum, to build the ark. Here's the kicker. Certain stories show that Enki was connected to Neptune. Neptune was the god of the sea in the Greek pantheon. Neptune has similar energies in the Yoruba pantheon, that of none other than Olokun. All this goes back to the melanated people in the United States of America, who's also connected to those that are in so-called West Africa, that were actually during ancient time before the continental drift, that were actually citizens of this country, or the descendants of the Lemurians. What is happening is that Tiamat is waking up these descendants. Know it or not. These descendants know about Tiamat. They knew that she was going to come back, even down to the Hopi prophecy. They talked about the changes of the planet and the coming of the rainbow children, the star children, and so on. These different beings are the ones that help replenish the planet, with also connecting back to Tiamat. All these earthly transitions and transformations and metamorphoses on the planet is directly being caused not just by Tiamat, but the awakening of her children. Peace, how you doing? How you doing, Miss Sonia? But the awakening of her children. That's good. So the awakening of, how about, since I gotta say something, since you hit 88,000 subscribers, how about you send some over on this channel over here? Let's do that. Okay. So the awakening of her children. Her children are getting activated with their gifts. Some of them are actually going back into the ancient practices of their ancient ancestors, the Lemurians. You got the practice of hoodoo, Ifa, Santeria, Palomiombe, Obia. Those that's in the Caribbean that know about Obia, you know what time it is. My brothers and sisters in Jamaica, they banned it so y'all won't practice it, to go back to connecting back to Tiamat. They know what they doing. They fear that the resurrection of the draconian Moors are going to actually take place. Listen, shout out to Dr. Samuel B. Lee. This is connected to the 12 dragons, and the 12 dragons that's connected to the 12 stargates that are ethereal. They don't want you to wake up now. Their time is up. They know it's up. And if anybody from other channels that have bigger platform than our channel and they use this information, give us over here a goddamn shout out, because a lot of you ain't talking about this shit. Because y'all take this information and you run with this shit. And don't know how to explain this information. Now back to the matter at hand. When I tell you that her children are being activated by their own dragons. Shout out to Samuel Beatty again. To their own dragons in the ethereal realm. They're getting activated with the help of Tiamat and the ethereal dragons. These beings, these brothers and sisters, are connected to the draconian Moors or the dragon Moors of the Washita and so on. The Yamasi, the real Seminoles that were also went by the name of the Gully Geechee and all the above. Y'all know what time it is. I'm not just talking no more. I'm telling y'all, watch the planet as she starts a metamorphosis during the spring. So from here on to the spring solstice changes, but mainly in the spring all the way to the summer, to the next fall solstice, going into the next winter solstice. You're going to start seeing a lot of changes, not just through nature, but through technology, and also different creatures and beings are going to start revealing themselves to the people. Listen, high vibrations and frequencies are going to be totally aligned with what's about to happen, especially to the children of Tiamat. Those that have been using them practices for negativity to put spells on people, you fucked up. Because you would have supposed to have been the ones that initiated Tiamat's children. Because y'all were given that power to help activate Tiamat's children, to help them wake up. Because Voodoo, Palomiombi, Ifa, Santeria, Obia, the list goes on. That's all connected to not just the cosmic forces and the energies, but to Tiamat herself, because she is the cosmos as well. Why do you think the Pope worshiped the so-called Black Madonna? They've been against Tiamat all this time. They've been against her. Shout out to Mother Shelley Casey again when she said that the oil is her blood. Look, y'all, I'm not here to bring fear, but I'm here to let y'all know Tiamat / Gaia is going through a serious transformation, and then it's not just CERN, it's not just HARP. Listen, that final showdown that I've been telling y'all about, that is pertaining to the chosen, which is her children, her sons, her daughters, or her daughters and her sons. Every species that's extraterrestrial have a negative group and a positive group. Everybody on this planet is not human, beloveds. Everybody's soul or spirit is not from here, beloveds. I'm not making up none of this stuff. I've been listening and watching and observing through the mental reservoir. Shout out to Brother Pisces the King on everything that he been showing a brother. All the mods that have been showing and sharing information. Those that have been sending emails, shout out to y'all. Those that's been talking to yours truly outside of the channel of ours. I want to thank y'all. But later on, I will play that live. I will have another live showing some videos, so y'all can see that your little big brother's not making this shit up. Oh yeah, by the way, I told y'all we actually in 6D. I told y'all that. There's a video surfacing right now stating we're now in 6G. The 6G towers. I gave y'all the heads up, and I told y'all in previous lives how they were going to do it. From so-called 5D was 5G. Now we're going into 6G. I told y'all that, and I said that we was going to accelerate, not to 5D, but to 6D. Now they have 5G, 6G up towers, which means that we are skipping the fifth and going to the sixth. Or it gets even interesting. By so-called next year, they're going to go into 7G, which means that we're in the seventh dimension. It's going to stop at the 12th dimension because you got to look at the 12 DNA strands. The 12 DNA strands is connected to the Kundalini, and the 12 DNA strands is like it looks like similar to the caduceus. The caduceus is the two serpents intertwining together, which they use in the so-called medical field, which is dealing with an ancient spiritual ancestor, those that practice voodoo, of none other than Dembala and his wife. That's where the caduceus originated from. Dembala and his wife. Listen, the medical field was to stop the awakening as well. They used that kind of sorcery by using vaccines and so on to keep you from vibrating higher, my beloved ones that are melanated. That is one of the main pieces why they do that, because they know who you are. Why do you think they did experiments on you? Now, let me go into our fair-skinned brothers and sisters. Many of you are not Caucasian. Y'all are called white passing. Many of you have the DNA of that of the melanated people. I'm going to name at least 3. Irish. The Sicilians. The Scottish. It gets even more interesting. People from El Salvador, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. I'm just saying, because some of y'all, I'm just naming names now of the different ones that have the DNA. But I had to use the fair-skinned ones first. There's many others too, but I just want to name some mainly name who we call the Irish, the Sicilians, and those that we call the Scottish. It gets even more interesting. Some of you Spanish people in Spain have the Moorish blood and you too. The people from El Salvador, you have that bloodline as well. Shout out to the brothers and sisters in Guyana, the Guyanese people. Now, where am I going at with all of this? Some of us are going to start seeing many of us start to wear all white. Because these ancient practices that I talked about, from the voodoo and the Ifa Santeria, the Palomiombi, the Obia, they wear all white. Matter of fact, Cardi B herself is a child of Ochosi in Santeria, in Ifa. A lot of people didn't know that. The people that are in the publicity, you'd be surprised who are actually practicing these practices. And they know what time it is. There's so much they want to say, but they can't say it because of the publicists and all of that other stuff. But I assure you, these ancient monks that, I forgot who said it. It was a brother that said that. I think that was Ranger Danger that said that. I'm not sure. Somebody said it. Shout out to him and all the other mods on here. What these ancient monks do? They meditate a long time on the mountaintop. and they see things before it happen. They know about Tiamat. They know about all this stuff. Those that practice so-called Asian culture, they know about this. That's why they have stuff dealing with the dragon. Don't y'all know that ancient culture, ancient Asian culture, is ancient culture that's dealing with the original Asiatics? And those Asiatics were also connected to the Washita, connected to all of the mound builders. Let me tell y'all something. Why you think that the so-called pharaohs had the crown with that serpent in the middle of their third eye? They knew about the draconian energy. They knew about us having that serpentine energy, which is called the Kundalini energy, the Shakti energy that activates the so-called Christ consciousness when it's actually the Sophia consciousness, which is directly linked to Tiamat herself. Matter of fact, let's go into something right now. In Ifa Santeria, there is an Orisha called Oshun Mare, the rainbow serpent. Isn't that quite interesting? They have you running from your own power. Dimbala and his wife are serpentine deities, y'all. They know about the awakening of you all. They fear it because you are a part of the climatic changes about to happen, and they don't want you to wake up and start realizing who and what you are and activating the power that you have within you, because many of you, know it or not, ethereally have wings. I said it. Y'all have wings ethereally. Many of you. You are though flamed winged serpents in the ether or the ethereal realm. They know that. So all of these changes in the planet is also dealing with your powers, my beloveds. That's what they're not telling you. Since Tiamat is awakening, you are awakening. See, they fear not of the unknown, they are feared of what they know. My thing is, in order to be ready for what's about to happen, get yourself mentally ready. Get yourself ethereal ready. And you say, how? Become one with self, love thyself, do the shadow work. Face your own inner me, which is your enemy. Face what you fear the most. Whatever you fear, maybe it's time for you to face it. Going to parks and so on. It's time to start getting in. They don't want you to do this though, so they put different obstacles in relationships, all the above. They don't want you to wake up. They want to keep you asleep. Listen, Samuel, and I didn't see that video yet, but he was talking about melanin and the brothers and sisters, and also those that are fair skinned that have melanin in you. They are scared on what's about to happen with all of us. This energy is coming and it's ancient. Yo, we're about to see full blown how Tiamat is really going to start moving and start turning things about. They know. All I can tell you, I did a live on our channel and showed, I think, the difference between Tiamat and was it Leviathan and Tiamat? I think I showed that. If not, I'll do another live on that. Y'all, we need to really remember what is going on. You got to remember your body is what, 70 to 75%, if not 80% water. You also part reptilian. Your hands are webbed, your feet are webbed. When you are taking a shower or a bath, that dirt is nothing more than shedded skin. Remember what I told you all when you before you got into when you was in your mother's womb, you were moved like a serpent, what you call semen, sperm. And I said to you all that the remnants of it is your spinal cord, your eyes, your brain, but the base of it is at the base of your spinal cord, which is connected to the Kundalini, which is the coit serpent, which is also connected to the 114 chakras in your body. Been talking about this stuff for a minute on this channel. And I said to all of you that watch that what? That the only that is connected to the X chromosome. The X chromosome is also called the mitochondrial DNA. And I told you, and I showed videos on our channel that the only being that have the mitochondrial DNA is the so-called black or whatever you want to call yourself, which is also called the Eve gene, which is also connected to Tiamat, also connected to the cosmos, which is also connected to the Shakti energy, which is also connected to the so-called Christ consciousness, which is dealing with the Sophia consciousness, which is dealing with the power of controlling and manipulating and breaking the matrix. So, where do we go from here? I told y'all already. Time to do your shadow work. If you heard the call, the high pitched ringing sound, you have to find out what spiritual practices fit your vessel was being called to you, and you go for it because of what's about to happen. Everybody talking about this Nasara Jasara, and I told y'all stuff gonna have to happen before it really do hit. There are videos on this coming thing dealing with the digital ID. I told y'all about that. Michi X mentioned that. Shout out to her. See, there's things going on that they don't want you to get into. They don't want you to remember who you are. Star children, they don't want you to remember who you are. They want to keep you asleep. The reason why they want to keep you asleep because they don't want you to connect back to mother. Instead, they tell you that mother is father. I'm going to take time and I'm going to look for my my fez or my carter that's been breakdown of the tartar bush or the fez. I'm going to go with you. Out to my old mentor, Winston Parks Bay. Shout out to all the new Wapians that weren't under. Because without y'all, I wouldn't be coming up. and all the mods that inspired me, all the YouTubers that inspired me. But this video, I hope that it really travels where people can actually do the research themselves, and I'm not just making none of the stuff I'm talking about. I've been quiet so long because of stuff that's happening that's been happening to me for. I'm coming out letting y'all know what's up because a lot of people that's going to be on these YouTube streets are going to use this information. It's going to start spreading soon. I'm telling y'all because listen, that whole gates portal and all that. Listen, this Tiamat open up portals all the time. You got to remember it's 12 stargates. Did y'all know that when they invaded Iraq, that they came encounter with a stargate over there? That was one of the 12 stargates over there. The 12 stargates is connected to the 12 DNA strands. The DNA strands is connected to the Kundalini. The Kundalini is also connected to what? The mitochondrial. The Kundalini is also symbolic to what? It's symbolic to none other than Tiamat and so on. You're part reptilian. You have a reptilian brain. What are ovaries? They let what? They let go. They let loose of the eggs. What particular being or creature have eggs? Not just birds, reptiles. Shout out to Dr. Malachi York, Bobby Hemmett, all the great teachers. See, this is stuff that we need to start talking about now. It's time for us to finally go through the serious awakening process again. But I digress. I want y'all to know that this is it. Y'all wanted to know the planet is finally letting it be known that she is going through a full awakening. And that Tiamat, aka Gaia, is not playing anymore. And when you see her, it's going to be a sight to see because she transformed into a humanoid into a dragon. On that note, my beloveds, keep your eyes on the weather. Keep your eyes on all these wars, all this stuff that they talking about. It all plays a part in the final showdown. That ancient energy is coming to activate her children. Just be ready. Because now the next step is what they don't tell you, right? Is that they have been studying people that practice magic, what you call witchcraft, what you call all these ancient practices. They study and take them amongst them and have them opening up portals. Did y'all know that? To face lower, to have them fight lower beings, lower vibrational beings that is in the unseen. This is what's going on behind closed doors. But yet you got people over here talking negatively about it, but don't realize that the powers that be have been using these people. And you got all these people on YouTube. I rebuke that. I rebuke that. But don't even realize the real spiritual warfare that's going on is something that you are not seeing in the physical right now because they don't want you to know it. So what they do, they put your ass to sleep. Hey, brother Tim, they put your ass to sleep. They use football, basketball, celebrities, and all that bullshit to keep you asleep. That is the biggest mind fuck and the biggest voodoo spell ever. They practice your shit and laugh at you. Bobby Hemmett did a video on this. He said they are doing, there's a warfare going on where they're taking all of the ancient practices, and the final one that they're trying to take is Palo Miombe. Look, I was going to get off here, but I got to really get this out. Why are they trying to get all these different practices? Because it's connected directly to Tiamat herself. They don't want you to wake up the great mother. Why? She is the cosmic force. She's primordial. Y'all better look up and y'all better look into Gaia, how Gaia was a Titan, and the Titans created all these different gods. Remember in the movie Hancock, when Charlize Theron and Will Smith, and he asked her, "What are we?" Gods, many different names. Why do you think they call you gods? That Ori, those that practice Obia, and Voodoo, that crown chakra, your 33 vertebrae of your spinal cord. Of course, we're going to talk about it real soon because I spoke on the natural disasters, my brother, my beloved Tim. I spoke on I spoke on that. You get what I'm saying? Let me finish this real quick. Now, the 33 vertebrae spinal cord, right? Your crown chakra, right? The 33 vertebrae of your spinal cord is also called Jacob's ladder, where Jacob met the Most High, the crown. Your crown chakra is a direct link to that to communicate with the Most High, the Almighty Creator. Many of you need to understand when you go through these ancient practices, right? Your crown, it depends if you have been chosen to become an avatar of this particular ancient ancestral spirit or angelic host. See, in the Freemasonry, what they talked about is this also, and they talk about the incarnation. When the higher you go, you find out who you are incarnated as, because that goes back to the ancient practices as well, which was created by the melanated people. But I digress on that. Now let's go ahead. Many of you are devotees. Some of you are also avatars, but you got to go through the shadow work and so on. You got to also face your ego. And let me see. Celebrities and all characters playing multiple other characters, even civil rights leaders, icons aren't real. But I think it's, yeah. Okay. My beloved Tim, what's happening is that Tiamat is waking up, my beloved brother. Tiamat, who also they call Leviathan, is waking up. The people that are in power are scared that us, you, and many others are going through a serious awakening process where Tiamat is actually calling on her children to wake up, her daughters and sons. I told y'all, just like I said, y'all part reptilian and all. I've been telling y'all that. Of course, that was all that stuff got to be done away with, my beloved brother. It's all about to change. Tiamat not playing. And look up the name Tiamat. It's spelled Tiamat. Tiamat. Now, was Tim, you know, many you and many others mods know I've been talking about Voodoo, Ifa, Santeria, and I've been trying to let everybody know all that is connected to Tiamat, is connected to the cosmos. Look, uh, Ifa or Rumula is also connected to Tahuti or Thoth, similar energies, and also connected to somebody in the Judeo Christianity teachings called Melchizedek. Now, Melchizedek of Rumula, Hermes, did not have a mother or father. He or she had no beginning nor end. If the all the Bible scholars and stuff, y'all know that Yahshua, who you call Jesus, come after the order of Melchizedek, which is an ancient order that's been around for hundreds and thousands of years. But you know who practiced that? Those that practice those practices I told you about. You have to be called and selected for that. So what Tiamat is doing, since the ones that's been using it for negativity and not using it for the waking up of her children, she is very disappointed. And my left ear is ringing right now. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. Y'all better be ready. Because Tiamat, by her moving, how many of y'all been seeing cracks in your cities? Like, you see the ground cracking is not from from rain, it's not from the bumps and none of that shit. I'm telling y'all, that's Tiamat. Listen, Mother Shelley Kaysen told me that Tiamat is 9,000, I think 9,000 feet long. She's under the United States. Matter of fact, Conscious Juice did a brief, quick video about why they really went to Venezuela. It's dealing with Tiamat, y'all. She's awakening. I just hope everybody ready because now it's about to start happening. I told y'all all this shit is about to go down. Rod Hayes said Big Mama. Remember how he said Big Mama? He talked about Tiamat. I spoke to Rod many a times. See, people don't know. I talked to him before. He know. See, let me tell you. If Rod see me, he be like, "Oh yeah, I know him. I spoke to him on Instagram." He told me years ago. He said, "Real recognize real," and I'm telling y'all, Big Mama he's talking about is Tiamat. He knows that we're part reptilian because he studied Dr. York's teachings. He know about the intergalactic stuff. Everything I'm talking about, he talks about that. Damn near. He elaborates a little bit more. Good. I'm glad that a lot of them know about Tiamat. See, everything I'm saying, I'm not making up, y'all. This is it. Let me tell y'all, that Kundalini energy is called the divine serpentine energy. The divine serpent. You have a spark in that in you all. That's dealing with that Kundalini, the Shakti energy. They don't want us to wake up for shit. They're scared. Tim, you're in Mississippi. You're not that far from Louisiana, and everybody know the practitioners of voodoo also know about Tiamat because of none other than Dembala. See, they don't want us to go back to none of this stuff. You know what they do? They send people that don't look like you into your practices, and they start practicing it, and they start bringing their peers in it. Like my godmother, I say my spiritual mother told me, the spirits got to speak to somebody somehow. If we don't want to speak to them, if we don't want to connect with them. So that being said, shout out to Mechalesi, my girl Mechalesi, and her husband Cyrus King, because she's got a video posted up about the Christ consciousness. That's how you know we in tune over here, because others are saying the same thing damn near. So this is it. Let me tell you. Many of you been here before, incarnated back and forth to this planet. Many of you been having dreams of ancient civilizations and past lives. You probably was in another ancient civilization or so on. You've been having visions or dreams about that. Sometimes you can sit down and see it right in front of you. That gift of foresight. See stuff right in front of you and see how it acts out. And some of you think you're crazy or you're hallucinating. You're not. Many of you are old souls that came back and forth here. Wow. That's, see, everything you saying, Brother Tim, that's what I'm saying. This is real stuff, y'all. They know about Tiamat because they know she's waking up. Listen, your homeboy is a child of Tiamat like you. That's why you also get the high-pitched ringing sound. See, this is what they don't want y'all to know. All you starseeds need to wake up now, because they're trying to keep y'all asleep. And what they also doing, they're trying to attack you in your sleep, or trying to give you some false dreams and making them into realities. Listen, you're powerful. You're above all that. They don't want you to connect back to her. Everything I'm talking about, you being part reptilian, look it up. Webbed hands, webbed feet, reptilian brain, the kundalini, your eyes, your brain, your spinal cord is the remnants of that of the serpentine, or may I say that semen that was actually reptoid, that was moving like a serpent in your mother's womb. I'm telling y'all, it's time. We haven't seen nothing yet. Tiamat is really going to start doing some shit. And by your homeboy Tim seeing them codes, he's getting activated. So I want y'all to know, it's about to be real serious. I'm doing another live later on some stuff that I found early this rising. I haven't gone to rest my form until like 3 o'clock, almost 4 o'clock in the morning, finding certain videos that's dealing with stuff that's going on. I found videos on people that on monster hunters that found real werewolves and so on, y'all. I've been finding out videos about that. This is the stuff that I've been talking about, that people are hiding to the masses, especially in Louisiana. I think they call them the Lugaroo or the Rougarou, one of the, however you pronounce them, as far as the werewolves. The skinwalkers are coming out too, very seriously now. The Wintergo, look up the Wintergos. All these ancient creatures are coming out. This is also dealing with what's up, peace. This is also dealing with what's happening with the evolutionary transformation of Gaia / Tiamat. This is what's happening. Oh man, it talked about a lot of things dealing with Tiamat and so on. You might have to look at the beginning of it. I said a whole lot. Some of the stuff I won't remember. It's just stuff that's coming to me. Wow. See, a lot of these ancient creatures coming out. I've been saying this. Tim, I don't know if you remember the old lives. I was saying a lot of these ancient creatures was going to start coming out, animals and everything. I've been saying that. Peace to Is that I can't pronounce your name. Is that not cool 2010? Peace to you. Tiamat is another name for the planet, but also she is the cosmic mother of chaos. Let's just say that she's also and she can come in dragon form and so on. She fought a war with Marduk. Okay, she fought a war with Marduk. Look up Marduk and Tiamat. You can spell Marduk Murduk. I think that's how you spell it. Tiamat and Marduk. They fought each other. And salute to you, okay? Welcome to the channel. Um, this is our channel. I don't call it my channel. This is our channel. So look up the war between Tiamat and Marduk. And look up the Vistica Pisces. The Vistica Pisces is the womb of the primordial great mother. Okay, not okay. Hey, how you doing, Miss Wilson? Grand Rising TG. You said I'm right. Thank you. Thank you. This is our channel. This is what I listen, y'all. I love y'all. Seriously. I'm seeing a lot of brothers and sisters as mods I ain't seen in a while. I'm loving the fact that y'all coming on here. Like I said, I'm doing another live later on. If I don't do it today, I'm most definitely going to do it tomorrow because I got things I got to do today. But I found some videos to let y'all know, like, there are a lot of species and creatures are coming out. I have sent myself a video of it, like a reptoid being coming out one of the waters like it was, and they recorded it, and it was crawling up a tree. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Get the likes up and let's start sharing the videos on our channel because it's time for us to grow. Because it's time for us to really start talking about the get down. There's a lot of things that your little big brother's working on. No, I thought about writing a book. But I'm not sure though. Look, when the time is right and the alignment is right, I'll write a book. I'm gonna wait until I get the approval and the download to let me know I should write one. Wow, really? It's been alligators on the beach? Golly, listen, man. Listen. That's all TMI. I'm trying to tell y'all is she is really awakening. It's not a joke. This is it. All this stuff is happening, and that they not really talking about in the news media, like our brother Tim saying. It's been alligators on the beach there where he is. This is crazy work that's going on. Crazy work. Okay. I'm a maybe the mods want you to become a mod because you seem like you have great energy and you came in here very respectful. You know what I'm saying? If it's okay for them for you to be a mod, man, we can, they could. I'm just, brother Tim and whomever a mods, they say that they want you to wouldn't mind you being one. Just know that this is our channel. I don't call it my channel. This is ours. Just asking, are y'all talking about real? We talk about spiritual things and then with spirituality, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we really talk about spirituality and all of the above. And I try to, I really like the mods to email me sometimes. If they don't have it, I'm gonna put my email on the comment section at the end of this live when they download it. So y'all can email me and I'll answer your emails. If you want to, send videos and I can dissect and give you a shout out, so I can check you out too. I'll do that. Well, okay. Man, it's so much like it's so much that I've been saying. I can't remember everything. That's why I'm hoping that you go back and watch the live. But but it's like all of us have the Kundalini energy, but it's like it's got directly back to Tiamat. But it also goes back to ancient practices too. And she Tiamat herself is literally waking up. Like, I mean, she is causing a lot of shit. And her children, mainly her children are catching and are feeling it. Like Brother Tim said, his homeboy knew about it and he's getting colds and everything. Oh yeah, no problem. You don't have to. We're not forcing nothing, none of this information on nobody. We're not forcing anything. So it's like you're open to listen. You don't have to believe in anything that we're talking about. But the thing is, it goes back to the practice of the dealing with the Kundalini, um, deals with the Shakti energy, so-called Christ consciousness, and so on. It goes all the way back. It all intertwines. And what's happening? A lot of creatures, a lot of beings are coming forth on this planet because everybody on this planet is not human. You have different things walking amongst us, like the Lugaroo or the werewolves. There's a lot of them are being seen in Louisiana. You have the skinwalkers. People are seeing them. A lot of indigenous people spoke about the skinwalkers. You have this creature called the winter gull. You have a creature called the Jersey Devil. All this stuff is happening, and um, it's so many creatures. Like they found the I think it was what is called the lynx, a white, a white and black striped lynx somewhere overseas. They found that out. Exactly. I know. I know. I know about the Kundalini, my beloved. You feel what I'm saying? It's very respected and understood exactly. A lot of gurus and monks have exactly, exactly. You get what I'm saying? That's what we talk about over here. We know, and the planet itself have Kundalini energy. It has chakras. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like this is what it is over here. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to let everybody know that the planet is alive and she is moving and she is letting it be known what's up. Yes. They said something is awakening through it, through meditation. Yes. That is Tiamat. The dragon also went by the name of Leviathan and so on. That's who they talking about. There's a serious awakening happening across the planet, and it's going to start happening real soon. That's why I said during the spring, from here to the spring solstice, you're going to start seeing it. But mainly the spring solstice, it's going to be an ancient energy coming, and it's this divine feminine energy. Got me? So that's connected to Tiamat, and she's going to activate a lot of her children's energies and gifts. So I'm just want everybody to be ready for it. Something good here. Doing fam? Something good you here to have you watch what's going on, what's being said. So, but anyway, my beloveds, for oh man, a lot, beloved, a lot. I just, I just, it's a whole lot that I had said on this live. Okay, um, just to let y'all know, please once again, keep your eyes on the weather patterns. Keep your eyes on the weather patterns. Keep your eyes on all the changes like what's going on over there in Ethiopia with the volcano that erupted that haven't erupted for 12,000 years. That's also a sign of Tiamat resurrecting and reawakening too. Okay? See, hey, beloved Danielle, listen, that's because your powers are getting activated, beloved. Remember, this is dealing with the feminine energy. I appreciate you, beloved. I appreciate you. Next time I see you on a live, you know, if the mods want you to be a mod, you're welcome. I like them to make the decision because I don't like doing the decision myself like that unless I know for a fact. But Miss Danielle, you've been watching this channel for a long time of ours. You're being activated, beloved. You're being activated by you being a womb man. Your power is coming back. That's the X chromosome that I've been talking about. The X chromosome, the mitochondrial DNA, is connected to that of the Kundalini energy. That is dealing with the serpentine energy. That's dealing with high psychic gifts and powers. Okay? You're being activated. Some of our Kundalini is already activated when we came out the womb. We did not know how to deal with it. This is some stuff that a lot of people talk about that's in this path. You have it. The next step might just be you dealing with bending elements. What elements? I don't know. Okay? Now you're starting to go into your power. You got to also know how to um, use it, master it. Whenever you have a dream as vivid, soon as you wake up, write down the time you woke up, the dream that you saw, and the details, and put down the time that you had ended it, and see what happens. How you doing, the official cool boy? The cool boy official. How you doing? I'm doing fine, beloved. Doing excellent. How you doing? So that's what I want to tell you, my sister Danielle or mother Danielle. Just keep that in mind. My brother Tim, love you, man, for the what you all the stuff that you're saying. Mac, I love you. I appreciate you. Everybody that's been speaking in the chat, I love all of y'all for real. Like y'all are very, very positive, vibrational. Keep it going. Um, y'all are just hey, y'all special, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm not. This is not a joke. Just keep in mind. If I don't do that live today, I most definitely do it tomorrow because I got a busy schedule today. But I'm gonna keep on getting videos, and then when I do the next one, I'm gonna make sure I show all the videos that I can find. Yes. Hey, life having no niche. Hey. I'm thinking about doing that live stream with you, but here's the thing: you gotta let me be me. I don't ask the questions. We just gonna listen. We're gonna freestyle with this. I need to freestyle. You get what I'm saying? That's how I am. This is just me. All right, beloved. That's how I have to do things. See? Good. You've been writing down the codes. That's great. You've been writing all that down. You're on the path. You're on the path. You know what I'm saying? You've been given the gift. Yes, because I'm telling you, it's like this. This is going back to the Asiatic women. This is going back to y'all. And the Asiatic men is going back to y'all, but the women have to be activated first because the daughters of Tiamat, once they get activated, we get activated too. It's the yin and yang. It's the supreme balance that I keep on telling you about. The light and darkness that I keep on ending the lives on. When I say peace, love, light, darkness, and I say that is the divine feminine and masculine to bring forth what? The yin and the yang, which is supreme balance. That's what's happening. Listen, people keep on talking about the daughters of Tiamat, but she had sons too to bring forth the balance. A lot of her daughters attacked her too. Some of her daughters protected her. A lot of her sons attacked her too. And some of her sons protected her to bring the balance. That's how it always been. And now since she's waking up, a lot of us are getting activated. And I've been telling y'all about the ancient practices like the voodoo, the hoodoo, the palimbe, the all the above. Hi, Mother Shelley. All the above. I've been telling y'all all these ancient practices that we practiced is directly linked to Tiamat. It is also none other than what? Cosmic energy. She is also the cosmos. Listen, the cosmos is her womb. I told y'all, look up the war between her and Marduk. I also did a video, shout out to the brother, rest in power to him, Fire Angels. He did a video on Vistica Pisces. The Vistica Pisces is the womb of the primordial cosmic mother, who is Tiamat. And I kept on letting y'all know, thanks to the teachings of Dr. Malachi York, Bobby Hemming, and many others, about us having that draconian DNA. the reptilian brain, which is connected to the Shakti energy, which is the Kundalini. All this stuff is interconnected. And these ancient practices from voodoo, hoodoo, all that is also connected to the chakras. Listen, they call it the chakras the serpentine energy or the serpent fire. And then shout out to Dr. Samuel B. Lee. He spoke on what? He spoke on the 12 stargates that also is protected by the 12 ethereal dragons. And then earlier today on this live, I spoke on the draconian Moors or the dragon Moors. Shout out to Real Nagas years ago. He spoke on the dragon Moors, which is also connected to the Washita, which is connected to the Amasi, all the indigenous people that were melanated here before the Siberians came. And shout out to the Gullah Geechee people because they are also indigenous to this land. Life have no niche. You know you Geechee Gullah, so I had to put that out there too. You're indigenous. I don't care. You can share the channel, beloved. You're a mod. Do what you got to do. This is why we got to start connecting to our soul family. This is our time. It's always been our time. We always been in the shadows and we've been attacked by people that was jealous of our energy because we are directly linked to the cosmic mother. Why do you think they've been kicking her to the side and keep on calling her he instead of she? But yet you got the Pope going behind closed doors praising the so-called Black Madonna who has 10,000 names, 10,000 titles. They don't want us to know about the mother. Just like the whole Trinity thing, right? They say the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost is actually the feminine energy, the divine feminine that they don't want you to know about, that they had to call her the Holy Ghost. And she's not the Holy Ghost or the Holy Spirit. She is the Almighty Divine herself that they don't want you to know about. She created the divine masculine, know it or not. Because when you look at the Masonic emblem, right? When you look at that Masonic emblem that the Masons have, which is the XX chromosome connected together with the letter G. The letter G deals with Gaia, aka Tiamat. They don't want you to know this stuff because they keep it from you. They don't even want you to know that behind closed doors, the sacred geometry is that of the, no disrespect, but that of the so-called Black woman. They don't want you to know this. Matter of fact, Bobby Hemmett did a video years ago, a lecture years ago. He said that what these Albion males, which is Caucasian males, when they in Freemasonry, they keep them with a blindfold on, and what they do, they get a brother and a sister out in the streets. They bring them into that initiation. They take the blindfold off that Caucasian Mason, and they tell him, this is your mother and father. It is your job to keep them oppressed. Meanwhile, they're practicing your ancient sciences and then laughing at you, and then they're trying to demonize it because they're practicing it. Don't believe me? I'm telling you, I know. Part of, we received our charter from Dr. Malachi York, and we practiced and studied the ancient practices and realized how they're connected to us as melanated people. Wow. Beloved, that's awesome. You said, my ancestors told me I was a part of the Olmecs and Geechee Gullah, or the Geechee tribe, when I asked them. Bingo. The ancient practices of our ancestors, we practice voodoo and Ifa, follow me on, just to name a few. Matter of fact, another live, I'm going to show y'all the book, the Sacred Oracle of Ifa. That's out of print. It costs a lot of money. Me and Mother Shelley Casey, we were on the phone talking about this. And she looked it up herself and said, dang, it's a lot of money. I said, yeah, Mother Shelley, it's out of print. In that very book, it has the Yoruba language, and it has the English language in it. And it has voodoo and you name it all in there. They know our stuff. They use it on us every day. I'm telling y'all, because it will activate all 114 body. They do not want you to know your power, y'all. They don't want you to know. Mainly you sisters, they don't want y'all to know who the hell you are because they want to keep you oppressed and suppressed like they do your men. The whole thing with the whole, listen, exactly like Life Has No said, it's not an accident that most of us are coming out of church and getting back to hoodoo and natural spiritual practices. Exactly. This is why I've been telling everybody, look, the churches are 501c3s. They're owned by Rome. They're owned by Rome. Listen to this. Many, if not all, the pastors are part of the Masonic order. Those Masonic orders are ran by those that look like this. Know your secret or your sacred geometry and your sacred. They know if they wake you up or that you wake up and claim your power back and start dealing with going back into realizing who Tiamat is to all of us, game over. There, I keep on mentioning the Sibyls of Mommy Water, and I told y'all that they took that Bible was also coming from the biblios of the women and the oracles of Mommy Water. I've been telling y'all that. They don't want you to know. Do y'all know that Mommy Water have similar energies that of Oshun Yemoja? Did y'all know that? That she has similar energies of Yemoja and Oshun. Let me see if I have. Where's that book at? Give me a second, because now y'all got me wanting to find this daggone book that I told my old mentor about. Let me see. All right, let me see. They don't want y'all to know nothing about who we are no more. Everything from us. Everything. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. Because I have so many books. Here you go. It was meant for y'all to see. This book is, I had this book for a minute. This book right here. You see this? Grasping the root of divine power. This book is written by a Chief Babalao located in Houston, Texas. Okay. Give me a second because I'm about to buy me a new copy because this book is so. I've been reading this book back and forth. Let me see where I can find Yemoja and Oshun right quick. All right, check it out. You see, this is Yemoja. Yemoja right here. Look what she represents. She's the primordial mother, sentinel of childbirth. Childbirth, children, womb, man, and fertility. Okay. Now I'm gonna turn the page. Okay. Now look at her similar energies, y'all. These are similar energies that of Yemoja. You see, Mommy Water, La Sardine. That is a La Sardine. She is a voodoo deity. Okay. Look at that. They show you the reincarnations of her in this book too, of Yemoja. Okay. They show you the reincarnations of them. Okay. Give me a second. We're gonna see if this is Oshun, who this is one of my mothers, and Yemoja is too. Look at that. This is the Veve for I think Izuli Frida. Okay. Now let's see where we can find similar energies. This is Oshun, similar energies. You see that? Similar energies of Mommy Wata, Hat Haru, who they call Hathor, and Azuli Frida. Now, didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say that? Now, my beloveds, I'm telling y'all, they don't want y'all to know none of this stuff. They trying to keep everything from you, man. They don't know none of this. They say, oh, hell no. And see, I'm telling y'all, they don't even know this because once you get this whole awakening process done, game over. And as you saw, they said Yemoja is primordial, right? And I showed you how her and Oshun have similar energies as that of Mami Water. So they don't want you to know any of this. They are scared for you to wake up and realize how it is. And life have no niche. I'm glad you said that about the churches. The churches are 501c3s, like I've been telling y'all. They're owned by Rome. If you don't believe me, look it up. Because they don't want you to know that they've been putting you suppress, they've been making you suppress and go back to sleep. They're finding everything in their power to keep you asleep. Everything. Because they don't want you to wake up. They don't want you to see who you really are. They don't want you to know who you are. They don't want you to know the power that you have. Listen, when it comes down to it, you, your mother, they don't want you to find out that you have ethereal wings and that you have stargates, which is connected to your DNA strand. Because you have 12 strands of DNA that intertwine, like I told y'all, like the serpent. The serpent that intertwines is other from what my spiritual mother told me. That is Dembala and life. Those two serpents that intertwine together. Those who ever work in the medical field, you call that the caduceus. The two serpents that intertwine, that is your science, which is one is Dembala, the other one is his wife. I forgot her name, and I'm gonna give y'all her name as soon as I find it. Okay, because my spiritual mother told me, and shout out to her too. She told me, and I was like, dang, they're using our science and symbols on us. Go ahead. Do that. See? All this goes back directly to our ancient practices. I know who she is. I know who she is. Very powerful. Both of them. Hecate. Oh, both of them powerful. I know who they are. Trust me. Listen, when you ever talk to them, give them my love. Let them know to keep doing what they doing in the spirit realm for real because it's time. All right, it's time. So it's like this right here, man. Listen, I love y'all. Like y'all beautiful. I told y'all, this is it. Hecate and I can't pronounce her name all the way because I don't like butchering the ancient ancestors' names. I don't like doing that, so I don't want to mess her name up. Um, I used to pronounce it very well, but it's like I don't want to mess it up right now. Okay, because I have nothing but respect for both of them. Okay. Um, so it's like this. Knowing that you connected to them, that's beautiful. You know, she's powerful. Is it Santa Mortre? Mortre? She's very powerful. Very powerful. Matter of fact, my godmother in Santeria, she have a statue of her in her botanica. So yeah, I seen her. I'm like, oh, she ain't nothing to be played with. Oh wow. Sorry to hear that though, beloved. Wow. Exactly. I'm sorry to hear that, Mother Danielle. I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences about that. I didn't know, you know. But it's all love over here. All right, we appreciate you. Oh, dag. And life I have known this. She said a similar, yeah, the story about Moses when God commanded Moses to fashion a bronze serpent on a pole. Yup, yup. Anyone bitten by a fiery snake who looked at it would lie. Wow. See, wow, would live. That's crazy. See, all this stuff dealing with the serpent, but yet we're being told it was evil. I did a video on our channel in one of the lives. I showed the esoteric breakdown of who Lucifer is and who Satan is. Right? Lucifer is another name for Venus. You can look it up yourself. Satan, esoterically, is that connected to Saturn. Here's the kicker. What holidays passed? right? You had so-called Christmas, which is also Saturnalia. Saturnalia was also called the birthday of Saturn. Saturn also went by the name of Kronos. There's there's pictures of Kronos. There's a story that Kronos devoured his own children. Don't believe me? Look it up. So they don't want you to know this. They got you practiced and worshiping Roman gods like Life Have No Niche said on her channel. How January deal with the Roman god Janus. I'll give her a shout out all the time when I talk about that. I give her a shout out all the time. When she spoke on Janus, I'm like, that's it. I knew it was something that was dealing with January. Why is the New Year on a day when the planet is actually at its dead frequency? Think about that. The winter solstice is when the sun and the planet is at its death frequency, and the real New Year is what? The spring solstice, when everything resurrects and when the sun get its power back. S-U-N. Why do you think in churches and also they celebrate Easter and keep on talking about how the sun resurrected? They talking about S-U-N. Why do you think when they show those so-called Caucasian portraits of Jesus or Yahshua Hamashiach or those so-called melanated pictures of him, he have a halo behind him, which is the sun? Exactly. Life have no mention, Mother Danielle. That's right. You're right about the churches. Um when I used to go to the church, I had that tried to control everyone. I'm glad I left a long ago. Yes. So they don't want they don't want us to wake up, but they don't want the women to wake up. They don't want y'all to wake up at all. They want to keep your ass asleep. That's why if we realize and know it, um, they know the power, right, of the divine feminine. There's there's an a goddess, right? In the Greek pantheon, her name was Nyx. Look her up. Nyx. Look up Nyx. They said that she came before the god. And they said that even Zeus was scared of her. They said that she was so powerful. She dealt with sleep and all that. They said that that's how powerful she is. Zeus was scared of her. They said that she was before the god of Christianity. That's one of her 10,000 names is Nyx. See, this is what they don't want to talk about. Now, we all come from out the darkness. Why is the darkness bad? You got all these people saying, you got to be with the light. You got to be with the light. But you came out the darkness into the light. The darkness was the womb, the portal, where we all came from. The womb is a portal when aligned, guess what? With the planets aligned, along with the different star constellations, and whatever sign you're born under, that's what you are in your sun sign. But then you have a rising sign and a moon sign, right? You also create out of stardust and all the above. They know this. That's why they have what? They have the elite astrologers, astronomers, and so on, and numerologists. They have that. Why do you think they have you sign the birth certificate as you being a parent and why your parent signed the birth certificate? Because they want to know who's chosen. Why do you think they look at the time that you were born to? These are secrets that they don't want you to know. And I'm telling y'all, man, they don't want you to know anything about who the heck you really are. And I'm talking about to you, both men and women. They don't want you to know nothing. They want to keep you asleep. They want to keep you blind. They don't want you to know nothing about who the heck you are. Because why? Because they know once you get that power back and you go through a full blown awakening and those chakras activated, 114 chakras, game over. Mm, really? You're right. Me and my son are talking about this and I'm writing too fast. This is what they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know your power. They don't want you to know about the inner sun that you have in your vessel and all of that. They don't want listen, they don't want you to know anything about what you're supposed to eat. They try to keep you suppressed on that. They try to keep you suppressed on anything that's going to activate your crown. They do not want that. That's their biggest fear. And like I said, shout out to Conscious Juice because he did a short video, and then I'm gonna show probably later on today, if not tomorrow, that he was showing how the whole thing with the president of Venezuela, it was a reason why that happened, and he was showing pictures of the serpent Tiamat herself. That was is a little small. You can see it in the picture. She is awakening. And those that are practicing hoodoo, voodoo, and Ifa, all the above, that's also connected to the chakras, which is also connected to her, the cosmic forces, the divine womb, which they call the all, which they made a book out of called what? The Kabbalion, written by the three initiates, where they talk about the seven spiritual laws. They don't want you to know none of this shit. Like I said earlier, they have it was a video, I think it was Real Kaya that posted this video up. Shout out to her. And they showed and talked about how this particular I don't certain the alphabet boys, let's say that the alphabet boys, they use witches and warlocks to open up portals. And they see when they open up the portals, they see different types of things, variations of demons, angels, you name it. This is what they do. But yet you got people on YouTube, oh, witchcraft is evil. But guess what? The alphabet boys, they get people that practice it. Witchcraft is a watered down version of our ancient practices, y'all. They know this. Let me tell you a little secret, and it's not even a secret no more because there's a documentary called Santeria on YouTube. The Catholic Church will take Santerios and Santerias, sneak them into their church to practice the rites of Santeria. That's what makes the Catholic Church so powerful. It was our ancestors that they enslaved that was practicing Ifa, Santeria, Voodoo, and they had them they had to intertwine their practices into Catholicism. And that's how all these different saints were also created. Don't believe me? Look up Saint Barbara. Saint Barbara is Shango. Look it up. Saint Barbara is Shango. Our Lady of Charity is Oshun. Look it all up. See, they don't want you to know this. They hide everything. Exactly. Everything I'm saying, beloveds, I'm not making this stuff up. They know. They know that the real ones are about to wake up and they're trying to keep the real ones asleep. Meanwhile, they're capturing the ones that did not want to be captured, and they have them practice these gifts. Don't y'all know that Operation Paperclip where they were practicing, trying to have people practice? What is it? Not just telepathy, but oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember that. It's not is telekinesis. Remember. So that's what they doing. You know what I'm saying? They were using that. They were using that. I think in Project Paperclip, they was having people use powers like telekinesis and all that. I think that's what it was. They've been doing studies like this for a very long time. That's what they've been doing, and they sweep it under the rug. Let me tell you, there was a video that I saw years ago where the sister came out and said that The Alphabet Boys have a pamphlet, a handbook of our spiritual practices. They have a handbook of our spiritual practices, y'all. They know. They know. Why you think they put stuff in movies and all of that? They did all that for a reason. This is why I was saying that a lot of changes are happening in the planet right now as we speak. This is why they don't want none of us to wake up. Because Tiamat herself is actually changing the planet. Tiamat herself is trying to wake up her daughters and sons. They don't want none of us to finally get it. Um, like even down to the old Marvel movies, they were ancient ancestral deities. I spoke on that numerous times. Iron Man was Ogun, Thor is Shango, right? Hawkeye is Ochosi, okay? Um, Wolverine, the X-Man, that is Ogun. The list goes on. Spider-Man is Anansi. Y'all remember the movie The American Gods? And they had Orlando, what's his name? Orlando Jones playing Mr. Nancy, who was Anansi the Spider-Man. They took listen, Stan Lee put it out there that he got uh a lot of his superhero inspiration from African deities or spiritual deities. Okay. He also mentioned, like I told Mother Shirley Kaysen, that the X-Men were the so-called black people because that was created during the so-called civil rights movement, right? And Malcolm X was Magneto. Professor Xavier was Martin Luther King Jr. So that was his inspiration. Now, they don't want us to know anything about our stuff and also how the way the planet is moving. They don't want us to know how the planet is actually causing a lot of volcanic eruptions, like I said earlier. They don't want nobody to know nothing about that. But I'm not gonna hold nobody up because there's so much I want to say. But your little big brother got things I gotta do today, so um I might do the live today. But if not, I will make an announcement because I want to make sure I have enough videos to show y'all. Okay. And I'm gonna do my little commentary on that too. If I don't do it tonight, I will let y'all know with an announcement. But I got things I have to do. I might take a little short rest. Don't know yet, but I got a lot of ripping and running to do. It was a beautiful live, and I enjoyed all of y'all. Y'all was fire. Y'all did y'all thing. I mean, Mother Danielle, nothing but love to you, Mother Shelly, everybody, all the mods. I love all of y'all. Um, thank you for making our channel unique and different. Thank you. Because without y'all, this channel wouldn't be around. Because I'm not gonna lie, it was days I was contemplating on not doing YouTube no more because of things that's been going on for the last years or so. But I was like, I was told to keep it on going, and y'all inspire yours truly. But I really want y'all to know that eventually I'm gonna want y'all to speak live. Seriously, y'all let me know when y'all ready. I want y'all to speak. I want people. Y'all have voices to be heard. I'm glad too. I'm glad too. I'm glad to see you, and I'm glad that I'm finding out more about you. Mother Danielle, you are awesome. Life have no niche. Everybody, Brother Tim, thank you for showing up. Everybody, thank you. Mother Shelley, thank you. Everybody for showing up. I appreciate all of y'all. This is our channel. This is not mine. Keep in mind, this is our channel. You know, a lot of people say, oh, this is my channel. No, this is our channel. If y'all don't like the energy from somebody, y'all know what to do. Because over here, we don't have time to debate. We only over here to really start getting things done and start looking at things from not different ideologies, from different perspectives and seeing things for what it is. You understand? That's where we at. No more debating. It's over with. We know what the hell is going on, what they trying to do. We know that this whole thing is one big stage. Enough is enough. We've been lied to too long. Like Life Have No Niche said about the churches. And I said it, they are 501c3s. They don't want you to wake up. They know that the sacred geometry is the woman's womb, but mainly the so-called black woman's womb. They know this. I'm telling you because I know. I traveled that. But I was with the brothers that were actually the real deal, that received their charter from Dr. Malachi York, where we were learning the Memphis rites. You got it? The Memphis rites. The ancient Egyptian Kemetic science. The teachings. Goes back to the Mers or the Moors, connected to those of the Gullah Geechee, that's connected to that's connected to the Maroons, all the above, that's connected to the brothers and sisters in Haiti and the whole Caribbean. That go back to the bloodline of the Sudanese and so on. Goes back to the people over here that were indigenous, where they found the daggone hieroglyphics inside the daggone Grand Canyon. The reason why they don't want nobody going in there into the Grand Canyon so they can see the hieroglyphics. We go back to the mound builders, which we call the Washita, which is connected to the Yamasee, the Geechee Gullah, and so on, which is also directly connected to the Haitians and the Dominicans and the Puerto Ricans and those in South America. This goes back to all of that. That's how ancient our bloodline is. This bloodline that I'm talking about is also called the Arawak, the Taino. Look all this stuff up. Why do you think that? Oh yeah, shout out to Mike TV. That brother, he is letting it be known on his channel that we are actually indigenous to this land. Shout out to Mike TV. He's letting it be known. It's our time. We were the ones that they did not want to wake up. And I told y'all, those from Nigeria, from what I found out, from those from West Africa, actually are connected to this country because of the continental drift, because we are all direct descendants of the ancient Lemurians. The Washita, the Yamasee, the name a few, the Choctaw. We are them. Our bloodline is very, very rich. I recommend the book, The Great Black Mama of Creation by Dr. Suzar. The Great Black Mama of Creation by Dr. Suzar. I recommend that book. There's another book that comes to my mind. There's a book called The Cosmic Mother. There's another book that comes to my mind. It was there and it just disappeared. Let me see. It might come back to me. Those two books. Please, again, if you get the money, if you get a chance to purchase those two. The third one will probably come to me, but I really want y'all to know what time it is, okay? They don't want y'all to know any of this stuff, man. This planet is going through a revolutionary change. I'm telling y'all, the spring solstice, the ancient energy is going to start activating a lot of you. I swear to you, watch how many people are going to start talking about this shit. They're gonna talk about the vortexes and all that. Then they're gonna say, "Did y'all know this energy that's coming in the spring? This ancient energy that's coming in." I'm telling y'all. A lot of things that we say on this channel. I tell y'all, listen to keywords because they don't want you to know the activation that's going to start happening. That's already happening because Mother Danielle Wilson already said it. How them downloads, everything, how all this stuff is happening. It's happening. But the energy is going to be even more powerful during the spring. That's when the sun gets its power. That's when Tiamat really is going to start activating and being real active out there. I'm telling y'all. On that note, I can't remember the third book though. Don't get mad at me. Cause I was there and it just disappeared. I had one of them. It came and it went. Don't y'all know when the thought coming and it just disappeared? Like dang, I had one of them moments. But I guarantee you, it's gonna come back. So on that note, y'all, I will make an announcement if I'm going to do the live later on today or if I'm going to do it tomorrow. I just want to make sure I have enough receipts to show y'all. All right. Um, I love y'all. This was great live. This was everything was great about everybody. Um, like, share, subscribe to this. I normally get downloads every once like when I get the downloads, I start talking like this. Okay. That don't mean I'm gonna remember this. Because a lot of stuff I'm not gonna remember. On that note, but my beloved, I love all of y'all. Love, peace, light, the yin, which is the yin and the yang. Love, peace, light, and darkness, which is the yin and the yang, which is the divine feminine and masculine to bring supreme balance. May the primordial mother and the ancestral spirits, the archangels and angels protect you and yours on your path and on your journey. May I see you all again, all y'all from the deeper depths of my heart and my soul. Thank you. Peace.